social democrat?
To American standards, but in Danish context also I'll be center-right.
Yeah.
And still I'll give you $1.
Well, thank you. That's very kind of you. Yeah, I mean, you still believe in capitalism, free market there, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Have you been affected by the immigration there at all?
Oh, a lot.
A lot?
Yeah, well, we have a lot. They're hard to integrate.
Indeed. Have you yourself personally been affected by it?
Well, I'm teaching high school, so I know some of them. But they are, of course, individuals, but there are some problems there.
I would think. What do you think should be done? I mean, the perception, of course, I can only go off of what I hear from people from the different places. I can't trust them, what the media tells me. I mean, they're lying to us to the teeth. So I try to get some collaboration or some corrections. And but the perception is that pretty much Europe is inviting people in that are destroying the cultures of the host countries. They do not want to assimilate.
That's true.
And even though it may be a small percentage of people that are truly violent and creating the problems, there is also a vast majority of, well, not vast majority, a good percentage of them that sympathize with those violent actions. And the ghettoization, in other words, you'll have them congregating in their own neighborhoods and ghettos, and not assimilating. Again, Sharia, enacting Sharia law, is all this.
No, but for sure, we have problems, and it's true. It's harder to integrate them than I think people thought 10 years ago. But I think the perception is, But
well, it's more than a perception because we're looking. I mean,
the perception is changing. I meant.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So. I mean, as a matter of fact, just saw this morning an article where a lot of Europeans now are taking matters into their own hands because the government seems to be.
But Denmark is we have 88% or so voting, so it's. I think the Danish government is representing the Danish. Things like welfare.
But who are they voting in? But what? Then there we are. I mean, there have been places where they've been Muslims, obviously being there and start to become a part of the population, or voting in other Muslims, and thereby changing. Again,
I think the few Muslims in Danish parliament, they are very well integrated, so you don't have a Muslim party.
For now.
Yeah, but it's true. I mean, we do have a problem.
I mean, I see that the disconnect that I see is, I mean, indeed, the liberalism of the Scandinavian nations is in direct opposition to Sharia law or Islamic law. I mean, they throw gays off of buildings. It's a patriarchal society.
Yeah.
They're very. I mean, so it seems like 180 degrees. You're inviting people in that are diametrically opposed to everything you've ever believed in.
That is a dilemma, indeed, because what do liberals do when they deal with liberal people and want to deal with them in a liberal way?
And what if these?
That's a round square.
Yeah, the people you're trying to convince aren't round. They're pretty much rigid and square, and they want to go ahead, and they aren't going to listen to your reasoning. You aren't going to win them over.
No.
I mean, they're not going to say, oh, well, yeah, you guys you're great, you're liberal, you allow everything,
May I ask you, why, I mean, you sound very reasonable. Why do you hate Hillary Clinton, the system?
Oh, Hillary Clinton is 35 years documented of being one of the most corrupt politicians that have ever lived. I mean, just look up the Clinton death list, and you will see a multitude of people associated with the Clintons that died mysteriously, which that alone would draw some suspicion. But she's already admitted. I mean, she's admitted to, putting classified documents, top secret documents, on a home server that was easily hacked. I mean, that's putting the entire nation at risk. And so, I mean, that right there, we should put her in jail. You know, so there is and being that the Umer Abedin, her lover, was married to Anthony Weiner, the convicted pedophile, the Weiner laptop. Trump put together the pedophile task force ring on February 17th, and we've busted over 10,000 pedophiles in this country, which is bleeding over because a worldwide pedophile ring was discovered on the Weiner laptop, run through the Clinton Foundation through Haiti. So we're talking about a pedophile, worldwide pedophile ring that was being used to blackmail politicians worldwide. That's why in the G20 that just happened, a number of high-profile politicians were arrested for pedophilia there. Look that up. Plus, we've just had two very high-placed cardinals in the Vatican arrested for pedophilia. One of them caught red-handed in an orgy. So this, you know, this has happened to fight again. Why do I don't like her? Because she's one of the most evil goddamn people that have ever walked the face of the earth. Does that answer your question?
Sort of.
Now ask me why I like him.
Why do you like him?
Because he's best busting those pedophiles.
Well, I can't say wish you good luck, but anyway.
Oh, you can't say you wish me good luck?
No, I mean, I'm a Dane, so I'm a right-wing Dane, but in America, I would have voted for her.
Well, you would have been voting to cut your own throat then.
Yeah, well, we see what happens.
No, we're seeing what's happening.
Yeah.
I mean, we're watching the liberals here. They've lost the past 4 elections since the presidential election. They've lost their mainstay to keep them alive, which is their lying media. So, you know, they're losing pretty badly.